Fit and Fine at Your Places. I'm Priyanka Bish from Arden Progressive School, and in this session we will be starting a new topic of chapter number 3. Chapter number 3 is admission of a partner, and the topic for today's session is accounting for revaluation of assets and liabilities when there is change in profit sharing ratio of existing partners. So here the assets and liabilities of the firm must be revalued at the time of change in profit sharing ratio. The reason is that the actual value or the realizable value of assets and liabilities, they are different from the amount which is shown in the balance sheet. So here we know with the passage of time there is always increase or decrease in the value of assets and liabilities. So it becomes necessary that these assets and liabilities must be revalued. For example, if we have purchased a land which is an asset, we have purchased land in the year 2010 amounting to rupees 10 lakhs, and now in the year 2021 the amount of same land is now increased with the amount 20 lakhs. So here the value of land which is asset, value of asset has been increased with the amount rupees 10 lakh rupees. So here this 10 lakh should be distributed among the partners in their old ratio. So as the land is revalued for 20 lakh, that means all the partners has gained a profit amounting to rupees 10 lakh on investment of such land. So this profit belongs to all the partners and it will be shared among the partners in their old ratio. As we know, there is no record of such cases in any books of accounts. So it becomes necessary to revalue the assets and liabilities at the time of change in profit sharing ratio, because the change in value of assets and liabilities, it belongs to the period prior to the change in profit sharing ratio among the partners, and hence it must be shared by the partners in their old ratio. Now in this case there are two situations. First is when the revised value of assets and liabilities are to be recorded in the books of accounts. First case is when the revised value of assets and liabilities are to be recorded in the books of accounts, and second case is when the revised value of assets and liabilities are not to be recorded in the books of accounts. So these are the two cases under accounting for revaluation of assets and liabilities at the time of change in profit sharing ratio among the partners. So first we will be discussing about case 1, where the revised value of assets and liabilities, they are recorded in the books of accounts. So the first case is when the revised value is recorded in the books of accounts. This is the first case. Now, under this situation, the revaluation of assets and liabilities. Revaluation of assets and liabilities is done with the help of new account which is called revaluation account. Now here in this case, the value of assets and liabilities, they are revalued with the help of a new account which is called revaluation account. Revaluation account sometimes is also known as profit and loss adjustment account. So this means we will be preparing revaluation account so that we can easily revalue assets and liabilities. Second point is revaluation account is a nominal account. Now as we know, nominal account rule is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gain. So here all the expenses of the firm will be recorded on debit side and all the incomes of the firm will be recorded on credit side. So this means if there is loss in revaluation account, there is loss due to revaluation account, revaluation account will be debited. And in case the revaluation account results in profit, then the revaluation account will be credited according to the rule of nominal account. Now there are some journal entries which is to be passed in case of revaluation. First entry will be of transaction for increase in value of asset. So here in this case we know the value of asset is increasing, which is a profit for us, and we know in case of profit revaluation account is credited according to the rule of nominal account. On the other hand, the value of asset is increasing. So increase in value of asset means there is inflow of asset, and inflow of asset will be debited according to the rule of real account, because asset is real account. So entry will be assets account debit according to the rule of debit what comes in, and it is a profit. So profit on revaluation is credited with revaluation account. Narration will be value of asset increased. Now next transaction will be for decrease in value of asset. Now here if the value of asset is decreasing, so it is a loss for us, and in case of loss revaluation account is debited. And decrease in value of asset also results in outflow of asset, and outflow of asset will be credited according to the real account rule. So here the entry will be revaluation account debit to asset account. Narration is value of asset decreased. Now third case is for increase in value of liabilities. Now in this case we know the value of liability is increasing, which is a loss for us. If our liability is increasing, it results in loss. So in case of loss, revaluation account is debited. Entry will be revaluation account debit to liabilities account. Narration will be value of liabilities increased. Next transaction will be for decrease in value of liabilities. Now in this case, the value of liability is decreasing. So decrease in liability results to profit. And in case of profit, revaluation account will be credited. Now if revaluation account is credited, that means liabilities account will be debited. So entry for this transaction will be liabilities account debit to revaluation account. Narration for this entry will be value of liabilities decreased. Now, fifth transaction will be when revaluation account shows profit. Now in case of revaluation account, we know on debit side we record all the expenses and on credit side we record all the income. So if credit side of revaluation account is in excess, this means that the revaluation account will show profit. And if debit side of revaluation is in excess, it means revaluation account will show loss. So profit on revaluation account will be distributed among the partners, which means partners' capital account will be credited with the profit amount in their old ratio. And in case of loss, that loss will be borne by the partners. So in that case, partners' capital account will be debited. Now here the transaction is when revaluation account shows profit. Now profit means this profit will be distributed among the partners in their old ratio. As partner will get profit, so their capital account will be credited. So entry for this transaction will be revaluation account debit to old partners capital account in old ratio. So entry is revaluation account debit to old partners capital account, and this profit will be distributed in their old ratio. Narration for this transaction will be profit on revaluation distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Now, the next transaction is, which is the last transaction, when revaluation account shows loss. Now in this case, loss will be borne by all the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. So if the partners are paying the amount of loss, that means partners capital account will be debited. So here journal entry for this transaction will be old partners capital account debit in old ratio to revaluation account. Narration for this transaction will be loss on revaluation account debited from partners capital account. So these were some journal entries which will be passed in case of revaluation account. So now we will be discussing about the format of revaluation account. So format of revaluation account, it consists of 4 columns. First column will be of particulars. Second, amount. Particulars and amount of debit side. Then third column will be of particulars. And fourth column is amount, particulars and amount of credit side. Now as we know, revaluation account is a nominal account. So on debit side we will be recording all the expenses, and on credit side we will be recording all the income. Now income for the firm can be by increase in asset. Increase in the value of asset is an income for the firm, so it will be written on credit side. Next, by decrease in liability. So if the amount of liability is decreasing, it is also a income for the firm, so it will be recorded on credit side. Then unrecorded asset. Unrecorded asset is also considered as income, so it will be recorded on credit side. And here, if the debit balance is in excess, that means it is a loss for the firm. Loss will be here balanced with the balancing amount. So we can write here by loss on revaluation account transferred to partners capital account in old ratio. So these are the items which will be recorded on credit side. Now coming to the debit side, the loss of the firm can be to decrease in asset. Decrease in the value of asset is also a loss for the firm, so it will be written on debit side. Next, to increase in liability. So increase in the amount of liability, it is also a loss, will be recorded on debit side. To unrecorded liabilities. Now if the liabilities are not recorded, it is also a loss for the firm, so it will be debited. Now here, if the credit side of revaluation account is in excess, that means here the balancing figure will be considered as profit. So we will write here, to profit on revaluation account is transferred to partners capital account in old ratio. So these are the items which will be recorded on debit side. So this is how we will be recording all the revalued assets and liabilities in the format of revaluation account. So in this session, we have learned about the another adjustment, which was accounting for revaluation of assets and liabilities. Also, we have learned about some journal entries and the format of revaluation account. In the next session, we will be solving some numerical questions based on journal entries as well as on revaluation account. That's all for today. Thank you.